Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I thought today we could jump into the F-15C Eagle. We don't do too many dogfights with this thing, but a lot of BVR fights I like to do with the F-15. Those of you who maybe use the GSFC3 for 10% off and the GSF15 code, you get your F-15. I'm going to show you a little bit of how I dogfight in it. I'm not saying I'm the best or I'm the greatest or do it like this. This is just how I do it, and I find it works pretty well for me. Today we're fighting the Russian Su-27 flanker. And I think you'd actually be surprised how similar the performance is between the 27 and the F-15. Of course, the 27 favors the one circle. The F-15 favors the two circle. He went vertical, by the way. If you're confused about one circle, two circle stuff, I'm going to put a video in the pinned comment below that explains that kind of stuff more in detail, so check that out. You're going to see me and him dropping flares as we go. It's just... there's really no reason. It's a gunfight. It's just good practice when you're in the WES, the IR WES, or when you've identified that you are within the enemy or the bandits IR WES, that you just drop some flares just to be careful. It's just good practice for, you know, other times, so you don't forget, because it's easy to forget to drop flares because you're doing so many things at once. You see me just kind of holding him above the canopy bow of the F-15. This is kind of an attempt to stay lag pursuit on him. If you stay lag pursuit, you can maintain your energy and make it difficult for him to pull you into that one circle fight. As soon as you pull him into the HUD, what you're going to do is drive directly at him. And when you drive directly at him, because you're going to be pure pursuit when he's in the HUD, at that point, you're going to be taking high aspect shots, which is going to allow him to jink and then reverse, neutralize, do all kinds of stuff. So really, you want to keep him in this assessment window above your canopy bow until you're ready to kill him. At that point, you want to pull him into the HUD and kill him. And if you don't kill him in the HUD, you made a mistake already. Okay, so you got to be careful with that. You see him now. We're just tightening the noose around him. I've got him in a two circle. He's reversed here. Almost had him there. Now, like I said, the F-15 doesn't like the one circle relative to the Su-27, but with differential thrust, the F-15 can kind of hang out here a little bit. Like I said, these two have very interesting and very similar-ish characteristics in terms of flight envelope. And we're just being nice and patient. We're just trying to sit in his control zone. You see him flailing around. He's trying to get me to overshoot because I'm already kind of working my way into his control zone. And at this point, the fight's already over. All you have to do is stay here, make sure he can't force an overshoot, and then you can kill him from here. Really, this entire fight, a little bit of differential thrust there to get the aircraft to roll for me. Really, this entire fight we've been in full control because we haven't allowed him to force a one circle even once. Constantly driving to his high six. Here we are in a raid fight now on the deck. At this point, you know, being a superior raid fighter in this situation, this is what I want to be. This is the situation I want to be in. By the way, it's a rate fight. R-A-T-E. It is not a raid fight. Rate fight. Okay? Degrees around a circle. Rate. And keep in mind as you watch these videos, I'm not trying to say the F-15 is better than the Su-27. A lot of people will comment and be like, if you were in the flanker would win. Yeah, this is not the point of the video. It's not the F-15 is better than the 27. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to show you is, like, if you do the fight like this to the strengths of the Eagle, for example, you can beat a 27. And then when I get into 27, I want to show you, hey, if you fight like this to the strengths of the 27, you can win in the 27, right? This is the point of the videos, and I feel like that's lost on some people sometimes. We're gonna pull him into the HUD here, and he should be seeing my nose come around. There it is, and there's the jink. He tries to get away from me. Just stay here, cut your afterburner so you don't overshoot, and just sit here. I'm gonna dump so many rounds into this guy. Just wait for it. Wait for him to drain his energy. Get slow. There we go. And oh yeah. Just absolutely filled them with lead there. Alright, there you go. Splash, one flanker. Good fight. People will also ask questions that in the comment section. They'll be like, hey, you know, what's a good, what kind of fight does the F-15 like? It's like, is it one circle, two circle? See, that's a question it's not like your aircraft likes a certain kind of fight. There's very few aircraft that are like that. The F-16 is a good example. It predominantly favors the two-circle fight because it's better than everything in the two-circle fight, right? But generally, the way you're going to fight your bandit is dependent on your bandit. Okay, so, you know, let's say, here we go, merged. Let's say the Eagle that I'm in right now fights a F-16. I'm going to one-circle fight the F-16, okay? Let's say the Eagle is fighting the Mirage. I'm going to two-circle fight the Mirage. A couple of incoming rounds there. I'm not going to shoot because that's head-on. I don't shoot in head-ons just because there's not really a lot of skill involved in that. I think he was shooting because he didn't realize the aspect. As soon as he realized it was head-on, he stopped also. In real life, of course, he would do it, but it's just right now you're trying to practice your BFM. You don't want to take head-on shots because, like, it's kind of like there's no skill involved in that. You both can shoot each other in the face and everybody dies. There's much more skill in working your way to your bandit's control zone behind him, low aspect, and taking a controlled gunshot at him, because that means you had to work to get there. And to work to get there means you must understand some fundamental basics of BFM in order to be able to get there in the first place, right? So that's kind of why we do it like that. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed, by the way. We're very close to 450,000 subscribers, which is just nuts. Never thought so many people would be interested in dogfights. But here we are. Look at him. He's trying to point his nose in that one circle fight. I did have to cash in some energy. I'm a little bit slower than I would like, and I just had to climb over his nose there. The F-15, the rate fight situation, the speeds are probably like 430 to 450 knots. You can see I'm way below that. I'm like 200. But I'm just going to try to stay away from his nose. He reverses there in an attempt to force a one circle because he felt like he was getting, you know, pulled into a two circle on the deck. It's the incorrect move because you're just reversing in front of my nose. If I had more energy, I would have killed you. If it was a Fox 2 fight, you would be dead, 100%. You just reversed in front of a Fox 2. So you literally were about to leave my IR Wes, and then you reversed and came back into it for the perfect shot. And he's doing it again, you see. At least he's flaring. He understands he's in the Wes. But that's why you can't do that, because when I have the energy, I will pull you into the HUD when you do that, and you will die. Remember, boys and girls, the only correct time to reverse a turn is if you're absolutely sure that your bandit will overshoot. Any other time that you reverse a turn, you will die. I mean, you're asking for it at the very least. Maybe the guy doesn't capitalize on it, but you are asking to die. That's not to be confused with nose counters. Eventually, once he's... Wow, that was a close merge. Once he's on your 6 and, you know, he's got you and you're just fighting for your life and you're doing nose counters, reversing in front of his nose, like trying to get the overshoot, that's a little bit different. But not in the middle of a fight. You're like just going to reverse the turn in front of your bandit. It's going to get you killed every single time. So once again, just remember, oh, look at that. You just saw him cash that in. When they try to point their nose at you like that as they go by, you know they just cashed in a lot of energy to do it. And at that point, you know they're slower than they should be. That's the other thing you got to do is when you're fighting your bandit, you got to watch him and you got to try to read his behavior. If in a rate fight his nose is up, that tells you he's slow, his butt's kind of sliding across the sky. That tells you have a slow bandit. You can probably take him to the rate fight and kill him. Watch his nose position. If he cashes in, points his nose at you, you know he's slow, or at least he's slower at that point. You know, you got to try to read him. If he's an F-14 and his wings are backs, full swept back, generally speaking, that means he's fast, so you might want to take him to the one circle. But keep in mind the F-14 has a manual wing sweep, so sometimes they try to trick you, so you gotta be careful. Hit. He was too slow there. That's what happened. When you get too slow, you can't jink. And when you can't jink, you die. He looks like he's actually still okay. He's got what looked like a left engine fire, I think it was. So he's down to one engine, so he's differential thrust whether he likes it or not. We'll just finish the job here. Sorry to all those buildings down there. Yeah, my bad. I filled all those houses up with 20mm. Alright, that's it. Splash 1 flanker, and that's the video for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.